So good morning once again. This is also going to be a short update, majorly on Euro USD. I've told us how to use trend, and we also know how we got or arrived at our present location. Of course, we know the history of this instrument, what it has done, this uptrend, downtrend, and this uptrend, and this downtrend. And more so, the prediction that price is going to fall below parity on, Euro USD and perhaps Pound USD, has been in progress for since 2008. So whatever the price is doing now, it's not that is strange. We know that something would happen, and we can only see it play out. Now, about pounds going below parity or falling to parity, it is not beyond what, it is not what Europe or UK can do or by themselves to control things. The economy indices and whatever happens is the mood of the whole world captured on the chart. So, and a continent cannot single-handedly dictate what is going to happen, to the world economy. They may have a considerate, impact, but that the overall flow of the economy, it's the interplay of so many factors that we don't really understand. So the prediction or saying that this is what is going to happen is not because one put, one is a soothsayer or one just, saw something. No, it's really on the chart here that would see how the major economy and how everything is playing out. And, as one can expect it to play out. Now, a move and a recovery. So from this chart in itself, you'll see that Euro has been, on the ascendancy right from its inception. So you have Euro and you have a recover from the US and another move from the Euro and a recover from the US. And when you see a move like this, there must be an action and a reaction. And so where you expect the reaction to also stall, matters a whole lot. So, and that is what you see. So whatever move you see kind of mirrors themselves, probably on a smaller, time frame or on a bigger time frame. When you try to see what is in the middle here and what is on the larger time frame here. So you try to see a mirror, and what you are seeing here on this part of the chart and what you are seeing here on this part of the chart. So nothing just forms. So there is a rule and there is a way in which mood is captured, and Fibonacci, it has given us a very good instrument to see how law of nature play itself out. So I'm not going to really dwell much on that. So I'm going to this move now. This is the move. This is one move, and this is a recovery, and this is like a motive wave. This is a motive wave that ran in 5 waves up to this level. And even though this is also a corrective wave, but that is also running like a 5 wave. That is what we can see. So this move now is correcting the whole of this. Now, we are not going to see these as to a certain level that this one is going to come to. No. This move, even though this is correcting it, we can't tell where it's going to end. But the move that is unfolding in itself is what will tell us where this is going to stall. And we know that we are very close to it. If anybody has thought of this as as a support, it has failed there. If you had thought of this also as a possible, this level, as a possible support, price are just broken it. So you can't really begin to find support or say this is a resistance or this is a resistance that, will act as a support. No, it doesn't really work like that. You are just forecasting what is nonsense. So, but we have to look at what structure is unfolding itself and see where we are going to go to. So let me try and enlarge this. Then on the wave analysis, you must also understand this is monthly time frame. You must also understand that if you pick a structure, assuming a wave structure of, let's say, 1 now, and you expect it to run in 5 waves. So this thing running in 5 waves will run in 5 waves, and the trend of it will not be broken. So once you have a 1 and a 2 of the first wave of that particular time frame or particular structure, once you have the first wave and you have the second wave, and you're able to say this is the end of the second wave, then of course you must also know the characteristic of the second wave, that the first wave will be a motif of 5 waves, and the second wave will be in 3 corrections. So that is the way we always align ourselves. If you want to do it otherwise, you are going to fail. So once you have the first and the second wave, you draw a trend line and to say that, okay, the first wave and the second wave had given me a structure of a trend line. So, and until you finish wave 3, nothing would happen. So inside of wave 3 itself, it's going to run also in 5 waves. So the wave 4 of wave 3 will not break the trend line that is being created by wave 1 and wave 2 of wave 3. So it's going to fall under it. Now, once you are out of wave 3, the only way you will know that, okay, I think we are doing a wave 4 major is when the price breaks out of that wave 3. So once that happens, then you can confidently say that, okay, we are doing a wave 4 major, then to finish a wave 5. And that wave 5 also is going to run in 5 waves also in different time frames. 5 waves in different time frames. So that is what you'll see. So you must know the characteristics of a correction and that of a wave 4, that they are corrective. And that is why we say that most of the time price is in a corrective mode, because wave 4, wave 2 takes a whole lot of time for price, and that is what price does. Now, if you are limited to think that it's all about resistance and support and trend lines being broken, so if price breaks a trend line or price breaks a support or whatever trend resistance, then price is coming to retest it before going further up, you are missing the point. You can never be successful. You will win some, but most of the time you will be failing because the price does not behave that way. So, but when you put that instrument with the understanding of the wave pattern and structure, then you understand that when you draw, for instance, if you look at this, we have said that this is wave 1. When you have a wave 1 like this, then you should have a corrective pattern of wave 2 that will run an A B leg, and a C leg. So If they decide to go complex on this time frame, you will know. But this has to be a B, and a C, which is correct for what you expect on this time frame for wave 2. Then when you see this move, you must understand what this move also is all about. Immediately after wave 2, you have done a wave 1, A, B, C of wave 2. Then you tell yourself, this is the first move here is another 5-wave structure, which is the beginning of wave 3. So when you see that as a 3-1, you have to see this also as a 3-2, because it's only a wave 3 that is more pronounced and big. Other ones, their wave 2, 3, 4, 5 will be concealed within them in a particular time frame. But within that time frame that you are not able to see all those ones broken, you will see that of wave 3 being broken, that you will see clearly that this is 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and a 3 of 3, and a 4 of 3 somewhere here to finish a 5 of 3 to this place. So we know that a 1 and a 2 of triad, and 3, 1, 3, 2, and to finish a 3, 3, 3, 4, and 5. Then we are seeing this as a wave 4. Now, seeing this one as a wave 4, could mean that this correction itself has finished wave 4 completely. Then that this could be a 1 of a 5, which is the last one, or a 2 here, and a 3, and you're going to see a 4, a 5. It's not impossible that we see structure like that. It's not impossible. But it could also mean that in as much as we saw this, a 1 and a 2 and a 3 of 2, this also could be a 1, A, B, C of 4. It could be A, B, C of 4. But this correction alone could also mean it's just a 4 correction. Just like we are seeing currently on the lower time frame that we said, okay, now we add a zigzag to the upside. And when we saw the structure playing in the middle, we said, oh, this is an X that we are going to have, is going to play like, a zigzag structure on a lower time, on a higher time frame or daily time frame, that we are going to go higher up. But it doesn't mean that they are changing the trend. So that is what I'm still going to come to that. Now, the use of the trend line, if I take this from this stop here, if you take it to this edge, the use of this trend line here, when you see this, that is what I'm trying to teach here, because it's the wave structure, understanding, and pattern that will fine-tune what you expect. So seeing this trend line, these are played under this. For 1 and a 2, even the 3 had played under it. Seeing this as the end of a 3 and a 4, and this one breaking out of it, does not mean that, oh, price had broken out. So the price will retest and will begin to. So for people that think that price had broken out of here as a bullish structure, is going to return and continue to go up higher. If that is what you know, you are wrong to see this. And when you now see this move and the price now will now start going up again for sure, you think, oh, they are playing a trick on you. No, they are not playing trick. But you must know that whatever the structure that you are looking at and the trend line, what the trend line is saying, look at the trend line. Look at first, the most important is the structure with the trend line. So the trend line in itself does not say anything. The trend line may guide you, but the trend line will not say anything. You have to look at, okay, is the structure complete under this trend line or not? So if the structure is not complete under the trend line, you disregard what the trend line is saying and follow the structure. So it's all about the structure. So, and that is what I'm saying, because the structure of 1 and 2 will play like this, and the 3 structure will still play under 1 and, because if you take the structure of 3 is in itself, from here, That seems to be the structure of 3 in itself. Let me use that red for it now. The structure of 3 in itself. So if you take it that way, that is the structure of 3 on the red, the structure of 1 and whatever. So even with the structure of 1 and 2 and structure of 3, it's broken here. Does it now mean that the price is going to go up? No, because you have to know that, yes, you will expect at least structure of 4 to breach it, to make further descent, to finish up the structure. So we know that we are in the process of finishing all this. So you don't expect this to begin to go up. People will think that is what is going to happen here because they don't really understand structure. So it's structure and wave that first is very important. So we know that, and we have told ourselves so many things, that knowing that this is 1 and 2 and this is 3 and this is 4 in a triad like this to give us a flat, or that this had completed 4. So no matter what we look at it, this in itself, this wave in itself had given us the whole extent of 4. That is what I'm trying to say. And regardless of this other correction in between them, because this is the low of 4, this is the high of 4. That alone in itself has given us 4. The height and the low of 4. That this part of it is part of 4 is it's not irrelevant, but it's now how we now see some other things unfolding. Why I'm saying that is this: in thinking that this is just what 4 is going to give us. Let me try and zoom in. So in trying to see that this is what this structure will give us in terms of, so let me just take this a bit above, because it's actually just a bit. I think it's okay. It's okay. It's only here that we're a bit below. So I'm going to mind that. So taking what we know, that 5 will not go beyond 1.23 or 1618. So in terms of extension or retracement of 4, so 4 is just like slightly below that, okay? And up to this point, that is what we expect of 4. That what we are going to see now is that price will not go below the limit of here, which is 1618. So you can see it perfectly that it shouldn't go below the limit of here before we see a reaction to the upside. And that reaction, if we're going to get it, it now depends on what again we are seeing. So if we are looking at, okay, this is a 4, and these other 2 are A, B, C, or 4, then once the price hits this, we should be having a reversal. That is what we are saying. We should be having a reversal. Once the price hits 89, 089, maybe 900. So we are seeing that price technically can still go to 89, 900 or 90, 0.90. So it's possible. Now, that is one possibility. So the possibility is, another possibility is to see that this is 4 of a truth, and we have seen this limit. But to now say that, oh, it's a new wave of this, that this is a 1 and a 2 and a 3. So if we see it that way, that this is a 1 and a 2 and a 3, then where do we expect the third one to lapse? Of course, for 1 and 2 is going to be 1618. So for sure, that will be 1618. So if we take it that way, we're going to just take an extension 2 and start from the beginning of what is presumed to be 1 to the end of 2, which is at this level. This end of 2 is now, end of 1 is here, which is at that level. So that doji, I want you to touch it, okay? So we now take it to the beginning of, to the end of 2, which is really at this purple line here. So 161.8 is actually here. So at this level, if I'm correct, let me see. Let me see, going to confirm. Let me see the line. Oh, okay, it's at the lower end. Okay. So that 161.8 is actually here, which is here. So that 161.8 is actually here. So what we are saying is that either here, if this one is 1 and 2, we should see a reaction here to 4, because if it's going to play like that, then we should be seeing a 1 and a 2 and a 3 here and a 4 and the last leg to now play. So this one could form the last leg here, and this one could go up to do a major 4 and to now give to do a 4 in this category of 1, 2, 3 and a 4 to do a 5, which may also play around this area. So that's the possibility. So this is are the areas of actions or reactions that we're expecting. So, and that is what I'm trying to say. But anyhow, we are very close to the end of that. So we could see a move like this, and another move to the upside, which will not break here if it's going to be a 4. In this regard of a structure, this structure here, if you're going to see a 4, should not break this for more downside to finish a 5, and then we'll now change structure to the upside. But if this is where we see a reaction for upside, then is a change of trend. So, but we are going to be seeing this actually to guide us. So, and let me just say that. So we know what to expect, and let me go back here to look at the price action that we are seeing. So the price action that we are seeing here is still corrective. This is monthly price action, though you think, oh, the bulls are having it, but actually it's a correction. So with this move for the downside, and this correction has been ongoing right from here, and it's still corrective. So there is no sign of change of trend for me. It's still corrective on the monthly, on the weekly. We know also it's still corrective. So obviously it's still corrective as we are seeing, and there is no change of guard yet on the weekly. So this is what we have done so far: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row, and more than a month, we are still correcting. And so because that has gone on for a long period of time, even here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 weeks of correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of correction. And like I think in the last video that I did, I said I expect that we might be seeing a reaction to begin to move. And we might be seeing coming this week, the first bearish candle closing in weekly. So once we see that close in a weekly, that might just signify the beginning of the last wave that we're expecting. So now if you go on the daily candle, so the daily candle for me, this one happening this way, it's a strong statement that this might just be the beginning of the end of this structure to the upside, which we might not be able to break above here. So if we are going to break above here, then we will see this momentum dying off here in about a day or 3 days. About 2 or 3 days, it may die off again to go up higher, and that will be the end of it, and they will come down. So we can expect that two scenario, that the end itself is from here and the price is going down, or that the end, may still burn off in other things. So the reaction that we get here in about 3 days is very important. If the price goes up collectively, in about 1 to 3 days, 2 days, then we are going to be seeing more down. Now it's about, I want to look for a sell entry here And I won't mind if it breaks. You know, I gave us this level, you'll see, and it played out just like that. I gave us this level that what we saw in the middle here, this move here, if I take it again, this is not a five-wave structure. And this is not what you see when you are changing trend. You must look at that structure. This is not a five-wave structure. This is a zigzag. And a zigzag to the upside, which is five-wave in itself, a flat in the middle, and a completion. This one came down truly as a five-wave. And that is what you must see. You must know that if the way this price went down here, it's actually a five-wave structure, clear five-wave structure of a motive wave. So this is what we would have expected, that this one would have gone up in a clear five-wave structure and do this zigzag that we are seeing here for the second. So if that is what we had seen here, would have now be telling ourselves that, okay, we are changing trend, and the configuration or the appearance of the candle will actually now look like, yes, we are changing trend. But it went up like a zigzag first, which we don't expect. And the second leg coming down now did five wave, which we would have expected if this one is to change direction or trend. Now, the other catch here for you is that you don't get fixated, because this one had ran like a five-wave structure, to think that now this is wave one of five, which is the ending structure. It could be. But again, when you see this one as wave one of the ending structure and has turned down, then you are looking at, okay, we're going to have a recovery of wave two in the middle here. And the way and manner that wave two is going, you are following it, because wave two should get to a point and you should see a reaction of wave two. And that wave three, if it's going to begin to form, wave three should begin to come down. That's where the counting of wave is very important. We are seeing that at this level, it has formed clearly at this level, something that looks like wave two to this. Now, we expect wave three to begin to go lower than the end of wave two. But what I saw was a change and a break to the upside. And I know that we are going to have a complex correction in the middle. And I said, close your trade. If you don't know about wave, rightfully so, this one has given a clear indication of a wave one of five of the ending structure, a wave two of five of the ending structure, and we needed to see a wave three to the downside to break this and break this structure. And they changed it and they went up, and I knew that they're going to do a 7-swing structure on the 4-hour time frame. And if you look at the daily time frame, the 7-swing structure will look like a 3-swing structure, which is A and a B and a C, and you can call it a W, X, Y, which is a clearly is like a 3-swing structure on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, it's going to be 7-swing structure. So I want you to see that. On the 4-hour time frame, it's going to be a 7-swing structure. So which is from here. Which is from here. And I want you to see, if I draw this thing, it's going to come, okay. Let me bring it out so that, okay. Now, this is the first one, which is 1. The bridge here is the 2. This bridge here from here to here is a 2. So it's like a 1 and a 2 and a 3. And after that 3, we had a 4. And after that 4, we add a 5, a 6, and a 7. So that's the 7-string structure that we are seeing. So if I should come again, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, and a 7. But on the daily is a 3-string structure. So that is what you will see. Of course, could it get complex? Maybe to do an 11 string structure at this level, maybe not. Maybe not. But we need to see the way this one is coming down. Okay? We need to see the way this one is going to come down. Now, if I may bring the daily structure again. So the daily structure again is, this is a zigzag, and I know they're not changing trend. This had clearly shown me that the zigzag on the daily. But if you look at it on the 4 hour, you first see a 5-wave structure. And with this 5-wave structure, I would have expected that the price would come down like a zigzag from here, not to break the low before going up. So it's important you know the dynamics of wave and all of that that is happening. And so if I bring out the structure now, so we know from this structure that what we have done so far is that we have finished, if we take this one as a 1 and a 2, of 1 and of this change of this trend, and that we are within a 3, and we have finished a wave 3 here, and this is a wave 4 of that 3. You know, a wave 4 of that 3. And if it's a wave 4 of that 3, and if this what we are doing now to the downside from here, which if this is a 3 and this is a 4, if what we're doing now is a 5, then the RSI should not be lower than what we are getting here. This will be the lowest RSI, and that's how to know. And if we bring a daily RSI out, and that is what I've said, a daily RSI here, so you can see, and this is daily RSI now telling us that this is actually the low. And so far, within this wave 5 that we are seeing, we are not broken the low of here. As you can see, in gold and yellow, the purple is slanting up. So you can see that the price is not. So we are burning the momentum off to say we're going to change the direction. So which is still, then you have to know when we're going to change it, because from this point itself that we did this, the price had gone low. And that is one thing about what RSI is telling you and what the wave count is telling you. From here in itself, from the low here, if you take it from now after this move here to this side, that you think that this is the lowest on the RSI, and this move to the upside, if you think it's a change of trend, see, price went lower by more than 1,200 pips. So it's not RSI alone, but you are looking at the structure, and what is RSI confirming? That is what we are saying. Now, inside of this structure of this ending structure, now we're now seeing this one as a possible wave 1, a 2, and a 3, and this is a 4 of that ending structure to now finish a 5. So if we finish this 5, we will be seeing, would we be seeing a big 4 to turn down? That is what we are saying. Would we be seeing a big 4? And if you're going to be seeing a big 4, then we're going to now begin to ask ourselves, because this is what I said is B and a C before we had this move. So if it's like a 1 and a 2 and a 3, like I said, of this one, then this 4, if it's going to come up, should not break this place. If it should break this place, is a change of trend. But of course, we will see the price action right from the below to know what possibly, and the way the price also is navigating up will tell us if it's a correction or a big correction or not. So we should not jump the gun. We should allow everything to play out. But for now, you don't want to begin to do what? You don't want to begin to buy, because price potentially may still go. This price, from what I can see, is going to do over 500 pips to the downside. That is what I can see. Price is definitely going to do over 500 pips to the downside. Why? This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And this is 4 in the black. This is clearly 4 in the black now. So now we're not going to see the last 5, of course, which may be truncated. Being truncated means that it's not going to do a 161.8 extension that's been truncated, but it's also going to run in 5 waves. That is what you should expect. You should be counting that also in 5 waves. If I go again into the daily, to the 4 hourly to see how all those things are run in 5 waves. Of the ending structure, if you look at the ending structure in itself, after these 3 and 4, this ran in 5 waves. 1 will run in 5 waves, 3 will run in 5 waves, and 5 will run in 5 waves. And you expect 2 and 4 to run collectively to the upside. So, and that is the way it has formed. And you can see that immediately after this 3, we add a 4 wave. This is a 2. And after a 2, we had a 3 and a 4 and a 5. So the 3 ended here. And how do I know that it's a 3 that ended here? If I take my RSI out, the RSI will agree that at this level, you can see the low of the RSI here that agrees with the 3 of that one, and the 5 of it, which is lower, ran up. So you can see it, that it agrees with it. Oh my gosh. Let me just take it out of that so that you can see clearly. So you can see that is a clear divergence there for that wave 1 of the ending structure. And of course, I said this is 1, a 2 of it, and a 3 of it, around this area to finish the 3 of 5 of it, and to now finish a 5 of it, which though in price value came further down, but in terms of RSI, it's a divergence, which is clear. Now we did a 2, which is clear. Then we're now going to look inside of a 3. And we know that the 3 is not the shortest of the wave. So we have in a 3, we have a 1 and a 2 of a 3 also here. So seeing a 1 and a 2 of a 3, then we see a 3 in itself, probably a 3, 3 here, a 4 to now finish the 5 of a 3. So what are we seeing here? What are we seeing here? Now, if you look at this level here, this level is where a 3 of that also is, which is the lowest. And you can see at the falls here, that's the lowest of a 3. And the 5 here, see, it has went up here. And that's a clear divergence there. So let me show you again. In terms of that divergence, it's like this. For that divergence, it's like that. So see a 3 here, which is has ended here around this area, the lowest, and this one pushed also down in divergence. So we are going to we now saw the 4. The 4 didn't give us a simple correction, but it gave us a double zigzag. This one gave us a double zigzag. And the first zigzag and the X in the middle and the last zigzag. So if this is the end of this last zigzag, then we should be counting another 5 waves to the downside. That will also give us a 5 wave, a divergence. And after that, we should turn up. So we are done with 1, we are done with 3, 2 in the middle, 4, we are done with it here. A 1, a 2 here, then a 3 in the middle here, we are done with it. A 4 we have done with, and we are now going to see a 5 ending. So we still have few more weeks before we turn upside. Now, coming to where we are right now, because I'm using this also to teach us, I said that we might have an 100 or a 123, and so far, this 4 does not break. This is now showing that this is where clearly a Y may end. So a Y may end here, potentially end here, but it could still come here. But the thing is that, well, I may stay here and keep this because I was drawn in at this level. I was drawing at this level, thinking that we're still going to have a more push-up to come here from what I was counting. I think price now broke it. You see, the structure of X here had been broken here. So I was wrong in itself to say that, okay, probably we're still going to see a push-up. But now, for if you're not drawing like myself, then you must be ready for a pullback here to enter. And that is what we're going to see, how to get a pullback here to enter a sell. And if you enter a sell, once is going to pull up here, and that's why probably you must use a small lot size, because it may still pull up to this area, depending on the structure. I think the first 2 and 3 days is crucial to see if you're going to get a correction to the upside and it's not impulsive, then that means that we are going to turn lower. So once we break the structure below and we begin to break all the structure, then we are turning lower. So the more the price go up here is telling us the more, the extent we are going to see 5 run to the downside. That is what we are seeing. So the higher it goes, the lower the price is going to break. So definitely now we are going to break this structure. If we had seen this is a 1 and a 4 has ended here, this one would have given us a level to expect 5. But this one has gone higher. It means that the price is going to break much more lower. That is what you should expect. So every movement up, it's an opportunity to gain more pips if you understand what price does. So from here now, we can see clearly that if I may take this one to this level now. So if I may take that to that level, so we said that in a zigzag, a W and X, it could be an 100 or 123. So this is 100 and we got reaction here. So of course, it could still potentially go up here, but I doubt it from the way this daily candle had closed, except it begin to drag and come up again and break certain structure here before we can see more upside. Now let's go inside of 1 hour and look at this structure in itself. Inside of 1 hour, this had come down like a 5-wave structure, which you might not be able to see. It has come down like a 5-wave structure. Then, is this a 3 or is this a 3 and this is a 4? So we're going to see what is RSI telling me here. RSI, what is it telling me here? Now, this is like a 3 here in the middle here. So you can see, and which coincide with the low here. Even though the price made lower low here, it has given me a divergence. So which also is stating that most likely we are done with that wave. For now, it is telling me we are done with that wave, seeing that divergence here. It's telling me most likely we are done with that wave because this is like a 3. So here, and it went lower in a divergence here. So we might be seeing a wave 2 in relation to this one, a wave 2. So if I go to the internal structure of this, now this may be a 1 of that structure in the very much lower time frame, and a zigzag here for a 2. Then we now see the first one of a 3 and a 2 of a 3, and we came down to finish a 3 here for sure. We finished a 3 here for sure, and a 4 of a 3 to have ended here, and a 5 here. Now, seeing this move here might just be the beginning of another move to the upside. Is this one going to go much lower? We'll wait and see of what we know of price. Now, is this a 4 in relation to a 2 of a 3 or a 2 of this one? So let's see. If we drag it from here, if it is a 2 of a 3, well, it could be of any way. So to this point is the lowest of all. So it plays within, 38, where this is a 4 for sure. It's a 4. And even if you take it up here as a 2 at this level, up here, it's still a 4. Anyhow, it's still a 4. So we have done a 4. And if this one is a 4, clearly a 4. Now, this is like a 4 of the 3 in itself to finish a 3 here before we can see a 4 and a 5 to finish that structure. So if that is a 5 to finish that structure, of course, we know that it shouldn't pull lower than a 161.8. And from the low of a 4, which is here, up to this height, it's giving us about 161.8 or thereabout. So technically, we are done with this wave. We should be seeing a wave 2. And a wave 2 also may decide to go complex here. And see now, we have this move to the upside in a corrective manner. 1 and 2. The first one, you can say A, B, and a C, and a further movement to the upside. And this one also had come down. So we're going to see all nonsense here. But once we begin to break above here, then we can say that we can anticipate the structure of a bigger 2 to this entire wave. So if we break this red or not, this red will still be a place of reference for us. If we break lower, we'll pick another new low for a correction. But if we don't break lower and we break this edge here of this correction here, once we break above, then we are doing a 2 in relation to this entire wave that came down in 5 wave. So we're not going to see, once we break this arm, we'll be seeing what the arm is going to give us, if it's going to be a zigzag or not, or a flat to the upside. So we need to see a complete break out of here to pick our A, B, and a C. And that is what we'll be looking at on the 1 hour and 4 hour time frame to know where to enter. But as a guide for you, you want to do this. From this low, from this high to this low, if I were you, I may want to do a 161.8 around this level, and saying that this is my 85 around here, and a 161.8 is around 100294, maybe, or it may sell up to 76. But if it's going to be a 61, a 76, or 85, the correction that is coming here, the arm will judge. So, and that is why it's difficult for me to tell you that this is where it's going to turn down. So we know that this is 1, of course. Let's see the leg A push up. And of course, we will expect it to even still break this trend. It's going to break, because if it's going to be a major 2, it should break this trend to make it a major 2. Once it does not break this trend, I won't begin to look at a major. So once it break this black trend of a 1 and a 2 here, then I will now, okay, let me begin to now count the harm. If the harm is A, if the harm is B that it has done. So if it, and that's this level we touched here as an A, then I will see how B goes down to give me a C. And that will tell me where to enter. That is what you must begin to look now. So is it going to be a flat to the upside, or is it going to be a zigzag to the upside on this lower time frame for more downside? Then if price, this is the where price should not breach for now. And if price should breach this, then you can tell yourself, do I want to leave it or not? So if price should not breach that one, because if you come here to say price is going to get here before turning down, are you the one in control? You're not the one in control. The structure forming below will tell you what is going to happen here. So you can say this is a double bottom, but I won't, look at that as a double bottom. I want to see the manner of correction and as price will break out of here to progress to the upside. So I need this one broken and, to see what we are going to do at this level. Do you understand? So now, I think I'm clear on that. Price should not break 85.6 for further downside. And once we begin to turn that, and this may be a 1 and a 2, then we now begin to see first part of 3, and 2 of 3 also will go up. So it's going to be messy. It might actually be messy. It might actually be messy because forming a 2 to this 1 and doing a 3-1 and a 3-2 will give you a messy structure. So you must know that there's going to be a mess for the next 3 days or 4 days. So if that is what we get, we're now sure that we are going down. It is going to give us that. So we are going to have a very good opportunity to count and count and count and count to gain entry to sell within the next 3 days. But if we touch here and we break this structure, then I will be expecting price to sell to this point. I may want to also hold. I don't think I will close this one. I will still hold because it will only just be like 100 pips move again to the upside, which I don't expect. Yeah, about 108 or so to the upside before we sell. So definitely we're going to sell. So, and one thing again I can see from this zigzag is where price now is likely to finish this 5. So where do I think it's going to finish this 5? So if I change where the price had reacted to a new color of this and this one to change it to a new color of these. Now, so where I expect price to sell to finish up the entire wave will now be, based on this correction, will now be, let me take this, from 3 to the new 4. So I should be expecting a 1, 2, 3, which is here. At least I expect price to get to 9400, 9400, or 1618, which is 91887. So we are looking at potentially price doing 94 and 92. So that is where we are expecting price to sell down to 94 and 92. So how many pips is that from this current level? So we are going to hold as much as possible. So we can get about 600, almost 700 pips to 900, between 700 and 900 pips. That is what that is what we are expecting, and it's going to be like that. It cannot be less than 600. It cannot be less than 600. So the higher the price had gone out, had given us also opportunity to come down hard on this price. So 600 to 900 pips is huge. So, but our counting of the internal structure once we see a divergence of 3, yes, we know that the price from that level is still going to turn a bit lower for us to exit at 5. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We should be every opportunity of correction here. We should be looking for, new position to enter to sell further. And if you take it that a wave 1 may be equal to a wave 5, that is what I did here. Which wave 1 am I referring to? That wave 1 of the ending structure. Let me show you. So that is why it's coming. So this is wave 1 of the ending structure. From here, 4 to 1. This is what I have in black here. So which is also falling on what? On 123. It's falling on 123. So it's falling on 123 here. So it's falling on 123 here. So this might look like an ideal level, which is 92, an ideal level to say you want to exit. 92, 500 if you want to, 92, 500. But we said it's going to go beyond 94, which is here. But 92, 500, anything from this 3 level, 1, 2, 3, we'll see how price navigates here. But definitely it's going to break lower than here. It's going to break lower than 94. This is 94. It's going to break lower and it may come around this area to be equal to 1. If it's going to be equal to 1. So I think I'm clear on that. So we expect the last 5 wave structure. And with that, let me see, let me bring that to an end. If I may look at what pound is doing, let me just quickly go to pound to see if you can have a possible entry on pounds. Let me look at pounds. Let me look at pounds on the daily. Pound on the daily, yes. The pound on the daily still look like you can still have an entry to the upside on the daily. So if you have not entered, now let's see what correction that pound had given us. This is also is looking like a zigzag. So you can perfectly be looking for, let's see, it's a zigzag. So I will give you this also. I'll give you this also. Yes, this is a zigzag. So, okay. So I will give you this one also. Okay. Let's do something. So this is the first level. Yeah. And the second level, this is W. This is W. This is X. And we're going to see a Y. Let me change that to a deep green. Okay. So, and the end of where we are going. Okay. So now, looking at this structure, from this to W to this X. This is a bit, it's a bit, I doubt that the price is going to come to this level. I doubt the price is going to come to this level. It's too, price won't do this. This is too big for price to do. Price won't do that. So I need to see more of the internal structure now. Yeah, I need to see that. I think it's a bit different here. So I need to see more of the internal structure of where the price may likely uh, turn down here. But I think we still have this price may still break the top. Looks like it may break the top on pounds. It may break the top on pounds. And looking at the RSI, let me see the RSI here. This has been the lowest here now. The RSI. Oh God. So looking at this, price is not looking good on pounds. It's not looking good on pounds. Pound, it's given me a very grievous uh, move on that RSI, because this may just be the end of a three. And if that is true, for a end of a three here, uh, price is still going to do a four. It's going to be very, very grievous. That's the sign I'm picking here is not good for pounds. It's not good for pounds at all. What I'm picking here is not good for pounds. So this is now looking like a major four. So which, oh my goodness. So this is looking like a three. It's been a while I checked this. This is looking like a three, and we are seeing a four. And this looks much more like, yeah, this may have changed a bit. This may have changed a bit here. This one looks more like, we have seen a rundown of one, and this looks like a two here. So price should not break this level. This is the level that price must not break now, from what I can see here. So that's the level that price must not break to finish up this fall. Now, to see where this one is going to turn down is what is most important now. Looking at the 4-hour structure of this, quickly trying to see if you can, the Euro USD is very, very clear to me because I've been on it. I check it from time to time. Okay, so this one went like this to the upside and gave us a this, and it's like, okay, now what I can see here, it's a correction of this entire leg, which is like a B, a C for this upside, and it should be this and a C to this. So A, B, C, and we add this correction in between here, A and a B and a C of a flat in between. So we had a flat in between here. We had a flat in between here. And the flat in between here, this might get truncated. So this is the first leg. Ooh. This is the floor, yeah. So I think must be very careful on this. Very careful on this. So for this, the correction here is a 90. That's a regular, like a regular flat in the middle, a regular flat, and this one ended at here. So we have to be very careful. So it's like, this is just it, and this might just be a 1, a 2, and I think the internal structure of this one is what we should count to see where it's going to end. This is what we should count to see where it's going to end, the internal structure of this. So if I were you, I'll be looking for a break of structure around this area. I'll be looking for a break of this structure. First, that's one. But immediate structure that I want to see, once we have a breakdown here, then we are coming down. So, but the immediate structure I want to see broken is this new thing here. So which has broken this. So this might just be a 4 now. So if I were you, I'll be looking for this immediate structure being broken. So I'm not quite comfortable with the way the price, the price at, you know, dragged so much. At least it should touch an 100 extension. That is what I'm saying. It should touch an 100 extension, because it's like giving me a flat in the middle, like a zigzag of a thing. This is 0.5. That's 0.5. That's 0.5. And this is a 5-wave structure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be, I expect a zigzag from here. I expect a zigzag from here. So I would want to wait. I don't know what they want to do here. I think it looks fishy. It looks fishy. So in the end, not until I get a daily price action, I will not be comfortable to sell this. It has dragged so much. So I would rather want to wait until price hits an 100. I'm not so comfortable. It has dragged so much. Pounds, appear so weak. I don't know why it's that weak to even push up after the initial move, grand move. I won't be comfortable to do anything until it gets here, 1.2. And that's the area I want to be comfortable. I'm not going to be comfortable anything short of this. Definitely, it cannot come to 123 here. It cannot. But I won't be comfortable. I won't be comfortable here at all. So let's allow it sail up. This one is not hit. Let's allow it move. I still need a movement of how many pips before I want to, except I see a price action. 400 pips. Let's see what happens. So don't enter this until you get a daily price action, a proper daily price action before you sell this. I'm not quite comfortable with this. I'm not quite comfortable. But this is not enough price action for, I still need price move up to 1 to 2,500, that area. So if price hits that area, then I want to sell. I'm not comfortable with this. That's a whole lot. It has been dragging. It has been dragging. Even within this correction of A, B, and a C, that's another thing I can look at. After this move, I can begin to look at what correction is here. If I want to take this as an A, let me use purple. These are just inside correction now. This inside correction, which is this one, and on the daily now, and this one. These are inside correction, and this one here. So except I want to use that. So if the new zigzag is that, so from this to this and to this, so if this might just be an A and a B and a C, if I take that also, to this, to this level, a 100 or 123, a 123 is here. Since it's weak now, this is another level that I might be thinking that the price may react. Yes, this is the level. If it does not come to this area, this is the level I may just want to take a small risk, at 16900, at 1.16900. And if price breaks above, then it's going to come here. That is what I can now do. But anything more than that, I don't want to. Based on the daily time frame correction that I just did now, let me show you on the 4-hour data correction. This is it here, which is here and here. So that is what I can see now. After this move, which is the second phase, then we had, you can say this is A and a B and a C of 100 or 123. So, and that is where I can still want to take a small risk. I think this thing has prolonged too much because I'm trying to teach. So this is the area that I may think I want to sell. Let me see the price action around this area before I say I want to sell from here. Otherwise, we're going to go up. Okay, let me stop there.